Dude, I had like a $350, $400 ukulele saved in my Amazon cart because I got really high, like probably 8 months ago now, and I just was like living in my head.
Hawaiian guy?
Yes, I was watching somewhere. I watched Somewhere Over the Rainbow with the fat guy who is like the top down image of him standing in a pool because he can't freestand, and
he needs to be buoyant.
I was just having like one of those maladaptive nighttime daydreams, a night dream, but I'm awake and just thinking like, damn, if I could play, that'd be so cool if I could play.
Bring it out at parties.
Yeah, I was like, I bring it out at parties.
Who's that ukulele guy?
I have girls over. I have friends over. It's like I had myself convinced that being able to play the ukulele was perfect for any occasion, and I was like in my head, like enjoying the fantasy of people being like, "You play the ukulele?" and being like, "Yeah." And then like,
dude, bring out that uke and let's do it.
They're like, "Oh, do you know Taylor plays the ukulele?" I'm like, "Oh, it's no big deal."
My dad can just pick up a string instrument and fucking play it. Like he knows how to do all the fingering, like the left-handed shit.
Nice.
So everything else is just strumming, unless you're getting technical.
Yeah, those are the two parts.
But I'm just saying, like, he just picks up, like, he can play the banjo well, he can play the guitar well, he's got a ukulele, he's got a bunch of guitars.
That's what it wasn't a ukulele, it was a banjo. I was fantasizing about.
It always hurts my fingers so much, and they get all locked up. I think because I have that weird finger thing. So I don't think I'm going to be able to play. Maybe piano, but still, I have a weird finger thing.
What are your guys' like go-to maladaptive daydreams that you just think about stupid shit? I'll think about being in the NHL.
I'm similar, except I'm not just a pro athlete. I'm a superhero on the down low that doesn't want people to know. So I jump higher than anyone you've seen, but within limits of human ranges. Like, I'm so fucking fast. No one in the world can catch me, but they almost can, because I'm not turning on all the way. I'm trying to get a career, and I'm picking my city. I'm like, you know what? Who would really appreciate a championship? The Cleveland Browns. Yeah, they fucking suck all the time. They're rabid fans. I, as a benevolent superhero, will win a Lombardi Cup or trophy for the Cleveland Browns. That's my daydream.
That's a good one. Do you have like a built-in excuse in there? Because like eventually it's like, this guy's 50 years old. How is he still competing at this level? Like everyone's been saying that. Man,
it works in Hollywood. Dude, I have a strict diet of chicken, rice, and broccoli, and that's why I can do this.
Like every year on ESPN, they'd have like the round table, and they'd be like, one person would be like, "This is the year. Matt Woodworth, he's 50 years old. He's got to fall off. He can't be the best scorer in the NBA." And then someone else is like, "They were saying this in 1985. They said it in 95. They said it in 05 and 15, and he still plays. He's the GOAT for a reason." Yeah, I suppose that's right. And they're like talking about you. That'd be so funny. Do you have any of these?
The Hall of Fame.
You inspire lots of other men your age to go into pro sports
to hurt themselves.
What would Woody do? And like a 65-year-old man's jumping up.
Yeah, Woody is like this alternative. Woody is like looking for groups that are downtrodden. He's like, yeah, maybe the election was stolen. I need to get in there with the January 6 people.
When I have my superhero fantasy, I always use it for some like greater evil. Like I imagine myself interceding in wars, or geopolitics.
And
like
maybe
going
greater evil.
I go and like talk to Zelensky, for example, and like have like a conversation with him. It's like, you got a real problem out east, I hear. Maybe I could help. What would be in it for me though? I'd want to. What would be in it for me? Because man, it's a real nice country you've got here. I like the palace here, especially this palace you have here. What's the rent like on a place like this? I put myself in a nice, comfy Ukrainian position. And then I just run ramshot over the Russian military like Omni-Man, right? Or maybe I could help with transportation. I bet I could move those American tanks to Ukraine like overnight, right? It's like, yeah, put them all on a big flat thing I can carry. I'm Omni-Man,
Well, if
essentially.
he's
I'm
Omni-Man,
Superman.
he's got most.
What am I
of them.
making? Look, if I'm when in your fantasies, are you like a C grade superhero?
Right. In
Are you
Taylor's
Sticky
fantasy,
Man or
he's
some
Batman,
shit?
and he has to work out constantly.
Yeah,
You got like a frog tongue and that's it? Like, get
and
the
he's
fuck out of here. I
sore on
can
his off
fly.
days.
I'm that orange guy, like a horrible,
laser
debilitating
eyes.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
thing,
like,
thing.
oh, I hate my
Kyle,
power.
I do that too, but like I have this like in this case, I'm Omni-Man, right? Like it's super all powerful, and I don't kill the Russians immediately because they might not be their fault they're doing it, but I can like one punch a tank and disable it, just rip a tread off. Be like, I'm gonna come back here, and if you're still at this, you die. This was your warning punch.
I hear you, but I'm kind of in it for that. So it's why I went to that part of the world. So I would
There's
like
profit to be made.
You're not negotiating between
also-
sides, trying to get the most possible for your.
I think they
yourself?
need to know. Look, before we can negotiate, everyone needs to know where they stand, Taylor. And so I need to go make that clear first.
But you're Ultimate Man, so like you could go and
They
be
don't
like,
know about Ultimate Man though. I'm
Oh.
brand new.
I thought you
I
were
just
world famous
became
at this
Ultimate
point.
Man.
You just became Ultimate
No.
Man.
This is my debut. Okay. Yeah,
This is
I
Ruby
just
Powers.
the spider just bit me, and then but simultaneously an asteroid hit me, and
Oh my
a
God.
scientist hit me with a pool of electricity. It all poured over me, and so now I'm all powerful.
Throw in
And
some
Doctor,
camera
get in
light.
here. This man's been having lots of risky gay sex, but we've never seen this before.
It turns out the key to superpower is pause loads. Who would have
Yes.
thought?
It's keeping a low level of syphilis in your system for decades.
Yes,
That's
I
what it
do have a
is.
low level of syphilis. The antibodies, they're always present. I can't give blood, and I need to. My red blood cell count, it's too high, Taylor.
So
This
you
is
wouldn't.
funny, but true.
It's just funny, but true.
I have to phlebotomize myself.
I have a lot of iron. I love spinach.
I would really like, as like an Omni-Man type person thing, to have a weapon made for me. Like, I get that I have all the powers, but I want a big, like,
Yeah.
Super
fully automatic
gun.
cannon that only I could ever wield. Like a silly thing that I'm like, yeah, give me a 40 millimeter machine gun that and give me put an AR-15 stock on it. It'd be like it's like a building built around an AR-15 stock. I can just fly around with that. Really, I really want to just fly around and
You
do
need
war
laser
as a
eyes.
superhero.
What's the conflict in this fantasy? Someone's got to
Ukraine.
push. Someone's got to no. Someone's got to push back on you. I mean, because if it's just you running roughshod,
Oh.
it's kind of boring after a couple.
Not for
hours.
me. I want to be like president of the world or some shit. Like I want global.
You wouldn't want there to be like a. So if you're picking Ukraine and Russia as the conflict you're joining, you wouldn't want there to be a Russian Superman, because how else are you going to prove that you're badass unless you have like another guy that you can duke it out? Because everybody's going to know.
I'm
Kyle's
going to
the
employ a
hardcore
lot
guy.
of genocide. I think right away. I think that'll let everybody.
Instantly.
That'll
in
let
on
everyone
it.
know how cool you are.
Yeah,
I think.
they'll be.
You
in on
see
the
Israel
secret.
Palestine beefing, you go whole region gone, lasered
I-
away. Show your series.
Honestly, yeah, I think that's the first thing I would do. Is I saw a picture of like the whole region, but it was a crater of water instead of Israel, Palestine, Egypt, and all those surrounding countries. And it was like, well, peace. I'm like, okay, I could arrange that if I'm Omni-Man. Just
Would-
kill everything there, make a big hole of it.
would you
make it
like
ocean.
threaten other like? Would you go to a country that's just never had their shit together and be like, "Hey, Somalia, I'm coming back a year from now. Get it together. I want to see a statue. I want to see something."
I think
Something
I would
good.
want all the.
I don't know, something good.
I think I'd want to go to the United. I think I would want to like appear before the United Nations and give an ultimatum, and
Yeah.
I'll be back in a week, and I need everyone's signature on this document. And I'd get myself an Israeli lawyer to draw me up a little document for all the world leaders. He'd be in on it. He don't care.
Yeah. Now all
And-
of Israel, you wall it in, and that's your personal. You have them on retainer. That's where you get. all
And
your
they either basically sign their countries into like the Confederacy or whatever you want to call it of Kyle, the Axis of Kyle, the Federation of Kyle,
Confederacy.
or whatever.
Let's do that.
Or they
Yeah.
are at war with the Confederacy of Kyle, and we will strike you. The following Monday.
Could it be
And,
the cool Confederacy of Kyle? And you spell Confederacy with a K?
Yeah, it could be. I don't think you can cancel a superhero.
Kyle's
That's
cool.
so cool.
Confederacy.
Kyle's cool Confederacy.
They're
do you
like,
see the
this
uniform?
reminds like you're like talking
What?
to a news anchor, and he's like, it reminds me a lot of, and then you have your giant gun. You're like, reminds you of what? I'm sorry, what,
The
the
cool
K.
Confederacy.
What?
What is CKK, Taylor? I don't get it.
No, the cool
Yeah,
would
man.
obviously have to be K also. The cool Confederacy of Kyle.
No one minded that. The hood is what was really off-putting for everyone. The hood. They hated it. I told them it was aerodynamic, but they don't believe me.
they don't
What's your
superhero costume involves a white hood?
Flying around in jean coats.
No, but I think that's generally what I would do. Like if I had the power, I side with when I watch Invincible. I see Omni-Man as the good guy because he's basically showing up and he's saying, "Look, I'm from an." He is there to conquer the earth.
Oh yeah, but he seems like a smart guy.
I see him as the good guy because he's showing me saying, "Look, I'm from a superior empire to you. We live longer. We can fly. We're basically gods compared to you. You work for us now. You are a junior member of our empire. Prepare to like join us. Now, under us, you'll have advanced medical care and like we're going to show you the secrets of the universe and lead you forward." And for some reason, everybody's like, "No, we like limited democracy under this weird quasi-republic thing that we're doing now." No, I'm like, yes, thank you, Lord. Like if there ever was a god, it's Omni-Man. I could worship Omni-Man.
What
He
happens
can fly.
to the planets that Viltrum invades?
Nothing bad.
Well, I think the idea
if
is that Viltrum
nothing bad.
is in control. Yeah, but you'll never be in control. It's like you can't be president once the Viltrumites show up. It's like
your leadership would be more of a committee. They would be more of like a cabinet.
So you
Omni-Man.
would change from human to dog. Do you want to be a dog?
Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. They're not going to treat it. He mentioned that he saw his wife as a pet, but it makes about right. We are pets compared to a thing that lives for thousands.
If you process it, you'll see you're not in charge.
You
don't live a terrible life. You're a dog.
We're not in charge now.
The genetic superiority of the Viltrumites.
They're not going to interfere with your personal life. They're just going to completely change the way your society works. We're not in charge of our society now.
That's true. Is the Viltrumite better than the leaders we have? Then I'll vote Viltrumite. I don't get to vote.
They've become a galactic empire somehow. So I feel like they've got a pretty good. They have a
handle on it.
What do you call it when people who do well or something meritocracy? They have like
I thought you were going to say Holocaust.
When they do well.
They have a meritocracy.
We're going to have a bit of a Holocaust coming.
You think they're going to do a little genocide on the humans?
I think they do a little bit of genocide. I think the Viltrumites are going to cull a couple people.
I'd
have to. I mean, they need all the new subjects to behave.
They're genetically inferior.
Well, what he keeps saying is like if you would stop fighting, I wouldn't have to kill so many people. Like they just keep saying like stop resisting. I'm just trying to bring in a new age of where the Indians and the white people just got here.
What would you lead? Like what would you like? You're showing up because you're King Kyle now, and King Kyle's Confederacy. And you show up, you just, what are you offering as the new king? Because you don't want to be the ruler of the ashes or some nonsense. You have to coax them to be like, you know what? I do hate our government. This cool Kyle guy, I like him.
Well, no, like if we're still going back to just me getting superpowers, the spider bites me and then I fall into the pool of electricity while the asteroid hits me as I'm praying. Then I'm not I'm not trying to smooth things over. It's like, this is how it is kind of
You
thing.
wouldn't want to be loved? You'd want to be feared?
I think that I'm going to form a fan base of people who appreciate my take no shit attitude and my mercilessness. I think there are going to be people who respond to that. They're going to be like, he didn't even show up to negotiate. Like, yeah, you don't negotiate with a god.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my viewpoint.
It's King Kyle's Confederacy, and then he has his legion of hardcore soldiers, the Super Squad, the SS. And then you go.
They all got these really cool armbands, man.
Yeah.
First thing Kyle does, statue of Robert E. Lee everywhere. The people in Poland are like, "Who is this man, and why is he taking place of all our famous Polish
your heritage?"
This is I don't know who this man is. I don't. Why you take down Polish king? And you're like, shut up.
You're gonna love this guy, Poland. Don't worry about it.
You're gonna love him.
But I just feel like if they are more advanced, then admit it. Like I love my dogs. Their lives are wonderful. Yeah, I'd love to be Omni-Man's species dog people. Like if they look down on us as inferiors, that makes a lot of sense because we're tens of thousands of years technologically behind them. We live for 100 years and they live for like 10,000 years.
Yeah.
What is he?
We are like pets.
Is what are they trying to steal or gain
They
from
don't-
our planet?
They want a galactic empire. They want now. There's possible. I haven't read the comics, and there's some like twist at the end where like we're actually taking their souls to power us. Like maybe
Yes.
that gets revealed later on.
Mhm.
But as far as I know, they're just forming a galactic empire. They want control of everything. They want every star system to be theirs. And so
Okay.
they used to attack with these big fleets, these big army. They'd send 3 or 4 guys, maybe 100 guys, and just destroy a world. But that was too damaging to the worlds. So now their method is to send one guy in and blend in if he can, and slowly weaken, pretend like he's a protector for the world, but weaken the world's defenses so that they'll have no choice but to like meld into the galactic empire. It's like carrot or stick though. It's really, it doesn't seem to be that sort of we're taking over and we're mining all your resources and stealing them. It's like, you're with us now sort of thing. I just don't see the downside to it at all. I want on board.
You're selling me. Like it seems like a good idea. I mean, if they've run,
too.
they should take like a couple leaders over to like an already conquered planet and be like, take a look at this. Here's photos of what it was like before we got here, and it was a real shithole. And now, pretty nice clean streets, nice whatever. We El Salvadored this whole country or this whole world, locked up all the crims, all the baddies, and then you could sell people on it. Then you get Trump and Biden and all the leaders come back and they're like, it's pretty good. I don't know if Biden or Trump could survive space travel though. At their age, you need a younger guy.